I'm living my dream life right now, man. My wife is fine. My mom is retired. Everybody's straight. We're generating income, impact, get to do what I want. I have everything I want right now in life. Literally, everything I want, I have. It's hard to achieve something you haven't seen. I tell people all the time, my motto is commit first, figure out the rest later. I made up in my mind at that moment, I got to become mentally unemployable. I said, entrepreneurship has to work or death. When you don't pay attention. There's no transaction, there's no transformation. Every time I pay for the information, how quickly can I run this money back in my bank account?
Hey everybody, welcome back to the 4Media Uncut podcast. Today we have a very special guest, Mr. Nehemiah Davis. Drove up in his Lambo, it was sick.
Yeah, it was a nice Lambo. He's got a few of those. Nehemiah Davis, actually, I met him in a few high-level masterminds. This guy happened to live in Atlanta, moved from Philly, and is doing insane things. Came from literally the bottom. Now literally is one of the biggest movements in the Black entrepreneur community online, and is helping so many people make money from home, be able to grow their income, and doing it all through strategies that he's created. So this is a very interesting episode. I think you got to really bust out your notepad for this one. He drops a lot of gems, and this is honestly one of the best public speakers I've ever seen in person. And so we're honored to have him on the podcast. I hope you guys enjoy. Well, welcome to our podcast, bro. I appreciate you making it out.
Happy to be here, brothers.
I know you're super busy.
Yeah, bro.
You're traveling all the time.
Man, this is crazy. Congrats on having a baby. I just had one 2 weeks ago, so it's dad life.
Dad life, baby.
I'm feeling left out of the dad squad.
Right here, baby.
No rush. No rush.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in no rush, but I'll be in the dad squad someday.
Are your kids pretty close together in age?
So before I got married, my wife had a daughter. So she's 16.
Okay.
I have a 2-week-old, a 1-year-old, and a 2-year-old. So my June is the craziest. Yeah, my June is the craziest. So my mom's birthday is June 8th. My newborn birthday is June 7th. My wife's birthday, June 21st. My 1-year-old birthday, June 22nd. Our anniversary, June 23rd. So my June is like
expensive
slam.
month.
Yeah, right. It's slam, bro. Yeah.
That's dope, man. I want to have my kids like as back to back as possible. Well, I actually went to we just went to like our post. When you have a kid, you go 6 weeks later to the doctor. They're like, we recommend waiting 18 months to like even have sex, to have even to conceive a kid, not to birth one. I'm like, what? I'm trying to go back to back, bro. I'm trying to Jordan this thing, bro.
Hey, bro, did you? What was the birth natural, meaning vaginal?
Yeah.
You're good, bro.
That's
I'm not a doctor, bro, but we had a
Yours
C-section.
are a year apart, bro.
Yeah, we had a
like 3 months after you guys
exactly.
conceived.
Yeah. My wife, that was her fault, but yeah. But no, you're vaginal. You're good. My wife got C-section, so they cut you open and all that, and they say you really shouldn't do it then. Yeah. But vaginal. Like your wife probably back to normal right now.
Dude, my grandparents had 9 kids back to back.
Wow.
I'm like, I can have 2 or 3 back to back.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I agree.
But thanks for coming on the podcast, bro. I'm super
bro.
excited to have you. I've been wanting on you for a while.
Yeah, bro,
I love to hear your story and stuff. So tell it for people listening who don't know who you are. Give us a quick summary of what you do.
Yeah, so digital marketer, entrepreneur, I guess serial entrepreneur. We got a marketing agency, of course, a mastermind, teach people how to make money online. I run an event-based business where we got multiple event spaces in Philly where people can use our venues, got a clothing brand, a health brand. So I got my hands in a few things, invest in real estate, crypto, all type of stuff. But what I like to focus on now is really just helping people online make money. That's I enjoy that the most out of everything that I do.
I love it. How many pieces of this clothing have you sold?
That's a good question. So funny thing is, first off, I bought y'all some.
No way. Let's go.
So here we go.
Nice.
I appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate that.
My brother.
Dude, thanks, man.
So that's a good question. I know.
That's sick.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, you're welcome. So
I'm definitely going to wear this.
Because I know they may confuse y'all. They may say you're a rapper. I'm like, no, you're an athlete. No, I'm an entrepreneur. That's a good I don't know how many pieces we've sold. We sold 7 figures worth, I'll say that. And I just got into the brand. It's funny. It's a funny story. So my buddy used to see me wear the brand all the time. Like I was repping this brand. You would think it's my brand. I'm buying it. I'm wearing it every day. And one of my partners said, hey, you want to be a part of it? He allowed me to buy into the brand.
Oh, so this wasn't originally yours?
No, it wasn't I acquired this company about almost 8 months ago, maybe a year ago.
No
bro.
way.
Yeah, bro.
Bro.
From wearing the brand, bro. Bored into it, and boom.
Look at this, bro, Andrew. I texted him during our event. Someone was wearing his clothes at our event. I was
I
like,
remember seeing that
crazy.
actually.
Yeah. So,
I'm mad I missed that event. It looked like it was lit, bro.
Hey, I'll have you at the next one. If you want to speak, I'd love
Yeah.
to have you
It's
speak,
gonna be
honestly,
lit,
bro.
for
You're
sure.
a monster.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So take me back, bro. How did this all start? What was your background?
Yeah.
You come from like a good family. Did you struggle as a kid? Like, what was that like?
So I would say I come from a good family in terms of I had a great mother, I had a great grandmother, and they really wanted to just give me the best life. But I grew up in the straight hood. I grew up in the ghetto, drug-infested neighborhood. I inspired to be a drug dealer simply because that's all I saw. That's what I thought success was. I would play basketball on the courts, and I just watched them deal drugs all day long, and I actually just thought it was normal. Like, I'm like, yo, cops coming. Like, I was almost helping. And it was just became, I thought that's how you will become successful. And my mom's objective my entire life was I want to be able to do what other parents are doing for their kids for you, son. So what my mom did was sent me to a school where 50 black kids out of 1,000 kids in the school. So going to that school actually expanded my mindset. So my favorite quote is by Oliver Wendell Holmes, which is, once your mind is expanded to a new concept or idea, it's hard to go back to his original way of thinking. So going to this school, I started to see kids drive Benzes to school, BMWs, their parents own hospitals, movie theaters. I was spending the night at their house. Mind you, drug-infested neighborhood. So I never saw a mansion. I would spend the night. My man, whole third floor was his room. I'm like, the whole third floor? We would walk out the back of his house, walk through the woods. We're at my friend Beth house, single family home. She had a theater room. My other guy, Frank Coco, they had a pool house, four-wheeler. When we ride four-wheelers and dirt bikes, we running from the cops in Philly. When we ride them at his house, we're riding on their acres.
Yep.
So that really expanded my mind. And I was still a knucklehead. I didn't have a father. My dad been in jail since I was 2 years old for committing murder. So he died a few years ago in prison. But
sorry to hear, man.
No problem. But my stepdad raised me with my mom. You might as well say he didn't raise me. That didn't really help me much.
Yeah.
But anyway, that raised me. So I went to high school, did good, 9th grade, started acting up, 10th and 11th grade, ended up getting kicked out. Went to a new school. When I first learned about mentorship, this lady helped pay for college books, was just a great role model, still is to this day. Ended up going to college, got kicked out of college. So to this point, y'all, my dad been in jail since I was 2. I got kicked out of high school. I got kicked out of college. I had 9 jobs. I've been fired from all 9 of them. Went to my 10th job. Went to the 10th job, which was Atlantic Aviation. This is where everything changed for me. This is where I would see multimillionaires and billionaires every single day fly on jets. So again, you know how it go. When your mind is expanded to something, you like, it's a whole new world out here. I would see that every day. I eventually got fired. And again. But it all changed for me, right? 10 out of 10. It all changed for me, right, y'all? Because at that point, I'm like, man, I don't have a degree. I can't get a job paying more than $10 an hour. I was being paid $9.35 an hour at my last job. So it's like, something got to change. And in my mind, I said, I got to take ownership for my life, and I got to become a full-time entrepreneur. I got to go all in. And fast forward 15 years later, I made up in my mind at that moment, I got to become mentally unemployable. I said, entrepreneurship has to work or death. And to this date, last 15 years, I have not turned back. I started a junk removal company. Then I started a cleaning company. I started a moving company. I started with a fruit truck and construction company, demolition company. And I would say all this to say, those first 7 years in business just gave me work ethic. It gave me grit. It gave me go all in. It gave me, I know how to make it work with nothing. Like I could go back to the ghetto right now and I'll be fine because I learned. But I do wish I learned about marketing earlier. I wish, I look at Russell Brunson. I'm like, he started marketing when I started my fruit truck and all of that. I'm like, only if somebody could have told me when I first started, don't do no junk removal business. Don't do a moving company. Get straight into digital marketing or learn marketing because those companies would have grew at a faster rate. So
you said 15 years?
I've been a full-time entrepreneur 15 years. I'm 35 now, so since 20, I've been a full-time entrepreneur.
Out of those companies besides marketing, which one was like your favorite to run?
My favorite was junk removal because I get to just beat stuff up, break crap, and just feel good. I'm just slamming stuff. Like, we would come in y'all office and would just clear it out. We'll break this whole office down.
Do you ever resell that stuff and like?
Yeah, we used to. So it was used to be dope. So I would go get paid to do the junk removal. We would go inside the house. All the good things, we would go ahead and move it to. In West Philly, I had a truck called I think it was called Junk Truck. It was something on wheels. Like, and we would basically sell all the furniture that we got from the junk removal job on the street. So we would do that every week and make an extra $500 maybe or so. So that was my favorite business out of it. And
have you looked into 1-800-JUNK and like? How
they went crazy. Yeah, they scale crazy. It's a lot of them companies scaling like that, but I didn't have no mentors. I didn't have no guidance, and I'm not blaming it on that, but I tell people all the time, it's hard to achieve something you haven't seen. Like, I was just making it work. I was making 6 figures in that business. I was just humping.
How did you get started? You and a couple guys just figured like it was an easy thing. Like, I mean, I've thought about it too, like waste removal, garbage removal. It's one of the only businesses where people will pay you something to take something away from them, right? Like waste removal. Every other business, you got to give them something. In this, you're like taking it away. So is it kind of like everybody's got junk? Like,
bro, it's so funny, man. Every business I start, even to this day, it's been like thrown on my lap, or somebody said you should try it. And just my mentality is like, when you tell me I should try something, I'm like, okay. Like this clothing company, I acquired the clothing company. It was like, yo, you want to be a part of it? Sure. Of course I do. So like all my other businesses, I started a fruit truck because I used to take my grandma to go buy fresh fruit every week. And I said, yo, this don't seem too hard. Can you show me the steps to doing it? And the guy showed me what I needed to do. I got into junk removal because somebody said, hey, I know you got a cleaning company. You also do junk removal, right? I didn't. I said, yeah, of course I do. So a lot of times people yo, you do demolition? When I was doing junk removal, I didn't. Yeah, I do. Of course I do demolition. So literally a lot of things that I have and do has been a result of somebody saying you do it, and I didn't do it, and I started to do it. And I figured it out. Like,
you get paid to learn.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, my motto is commit first, figure out the rest later. I commit first, and I figure everything else afterwards.
Dude, especially in digital marketing.
Yes.
Bro, when I first started, man, I would sign deals, and I would leave, and I'd be like, holy shit, I need to like buy a course on this right now so that I can learn it by like 48 hours to be able to deliver on this thing that I sold. That's how I learned, bro. It's crazy. I just sell it, and then I'd be like, okay, I gotta get better at this thing that I just sold.
I love digital marketing, though, man. It's just like, I just wish, bro, I would have knew about it 15 years ago. Like,
when did you get into it?
I got in about 7 years ago, I want to say. 6-7 years ago.
Before that, you were just doing like all these other type of traditional
straight traditional businesses: junk removal, moving company, cleaning company,
which aren't bad businesses.
Yeah, no, they're all great businesses, let me say. But I learned when I got in my events-based business, you got to realize for me, it was like I was doing a lot of hard work, y'all. Like junk removal, man, moving company, like. My body I was working 12, 14 hours a day. I was exhausted because I was on the truck working with the guys. It wasn't just I'm managing them because my guys were like knuckleheads. So I'm out there right with them working. And sometimes I didn't have to do that, but I was working extremely hard. So when I got into my event-based business, you tell me I could rent out my location. Like, and mind you, I had rental properties prior, and I kept getting burnt. Everybody who was renting our properties would burn us, and then we couldn't get them out for 4 months or better. So when I got into my event spaces, and for those who don't know, there are venues that you rent out for baby showers, book signings, seminars, workshops, and the list goes on. So when I started getting $700 for a 4-hour time slot, I'm like, wait, $700 to use my location, tables, chairs, you set it up yourself, you break it down yourself, you gonna give me $700 for this? That changed the game. I just started wanting to know, how can I make my money faster like that and not actually have to exchange a whole lot of effort? Because I was so used to just grinding, making $100, $200 a day after everything, like hard work. So when I got in the event space, I'm like, great. And then when I started to sell digital products, I'm like, wait, I like a business that don't have no cap to it. Whether you sell 1 book or 1,000 books, digital books in a day, the effort is the same for me, but I can make way more money. I can't do 10, 20, 30 junk removal jobs in a day with 2 trucks and 5 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even with my few venues, I can't do 30 venues a day, but I can sell 30 books or 30 programs a day. So that's when I fell in love with it. I'm like, wait, you tell me you could do what? So
was the last business the event space before you got to bar?
Yeah, my last business, which we still have, was our event spaces. Yep.
And you have 2 of them in Philly?
Yeah, 2 of them in Philly.
That's nice.
I think I'm going to get one in here in Atlanta just to get one because I just had my wife party. It cost me like $33,000 the other day. And I'm like, the venue was like $4,300 for 4 hours. And I'm like, yo, let me get in on this. His rent is $5,000 a month.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. And I gave you $4,300.
Yeah.
So I be trying to really stay in my lane and focus, but that's my lane too. But I be trying to focus on just the digital stuff. But I'm probably going to have to add a couple more venues out here just because.
Yeah, and Atlanta's a good market to do
Absolutely.
that in, bro. There's so many events that's happening. The real estate's appreciating.
And then if they know what you know about all the event stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know a thing or two too. I'm not too bad. So like, what exactly got you into digital marketing? Like, how did you kind of go down that rabbit hole?
So I want to say, I know exactly what got me into this. Yeah. So I was at my event space in Philly. This gentleman named Kendall Ficklins, shout out to Kendall, OG. He came to my spot or prior, like, yo, I'm on tour. Can I use your space to have an event? I'm like, sure. You know, it costs X. And basically he wanted it for free. And I'm like, nah, I don't think we're going to do the free. So he circled back again. Hey, can I use your space to have an event? And I think we ended up saying yes. And mind you, I was about to say no, I want that money. And I tell people a lot of times is people miss out on opportunities because a paycheck isn't tied to every day of the week. Right? They miss out on so many opportunities because, I may not get paid, but you're not foreseeing what you possibly could get out this situation. So for me, he came to my venue and I happened to come to the event. So he's doing this whole spiel about helping people get to the next level. It was a dope experience. 50 people in there. And at the end, he said, man, I created something called Grindation where you guys can join. It's $50 a month. It's free for 30 days. Join. Half of the room joined. I said, wait, hold on. You telling me everybody in this room gave you how much a month? You tell me they going to pay you $50 a month, however long they stay, and all you doing is just hosting a networking event and hosting calls? I've been doing that with these spaces the last 2 years because, mind you, I've been having networking events every other month at these spaces. I'm making connections every other month, and my biggest point was then I was like, how can I get paid? Like, just say if I introduce y'all go off and make millions together. I was doing that all the time, and they weren't making millions then, but if say $1,000, $10,000 together.
The connection was worth something.
And I would guess how much I was getting.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing every time. So when I seen them do that, I'm like, wait, you basically being a broker of putting people together and getting paid every month. So the very next week I called them. I said, hey, bro, you mind teach me what I need to do what you just did at my space? I said, I need a website, right? He said, no. I need this, right? He said, no. I need this, right? He said, no. So wait, you tell me so tell me what I need to start. He said, man, get you a flyer. Let people know what you're going to offer them. We use a software called Zoho. That's going to collect your reoccurring payments.
God, Zoho's so old.
Yeah.
It literally is like children's building blocks as the logo.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how old it is.
That's gonna be your recurrent.
I have a CRM.
Yeah, CRM. And I think it was like a Facebook group or something. And I don't even know we use a Facebook group now. That's it. That's it? We launched Circle of Greatness within 2 weeks after that conversation. I called somebody up. I suck with tech. Call my tech person up. Hey, you mind helping me do this? I'm gonna give you. And she just grinded it out. So I just ended up giving her 10% of basically whatever we made for the next few years.
Nice.
13%, whatever the number. I mean, we grinded it up. And she just helped put everything together. And that's how it was born. It was born off of me walking to my venue, seeing him do something. And then I just went down the rabbit hole.
It just clicked. You were like, damn, I'm already kind of doing this.
Yep.
Like, I might as well take advantage of it.
Start going to ClickFunnels events. Because, yo, I'm black. I mean, case in point. I mean, we don't.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah. Meaning, like, we often, and I don't want to say we, let me say me. People I'm around, we weren't investing in education. We weren't going to courses. You calling it a scam. You calling, like, so when I went down that rabbit hole, I started really changing. I was already reading Think and Grow Rich. I was reading 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I was already on this mindset piece. But when I learned this digital marketing, learned about funnels, and still I didn't really understand then upsells down. If I understood that then, because we sent well over 2,000-3,000 people through Circle of Greatness for $50 and $100 a month, but we didn't have no order bumps, no upsells, no nothing.
There wasn't a second tier. There wasn't anything.
Because I didn't understand it then.
Anything.
Yeah, so if I would have understood all of that then, I'm like, I'd be out of here. I wouldn't be having this kind. We probably still be having this conversation, but I would have something that Becker and them taught us, something software out by now.
100%.
Yeah.
So how old were you when this started?
I want to say this probably me.
You said it was like 7 years ago?
7 years ago.
So you're like 28?
Yeah, 6 or 7 years ago, I want to say.
Nice.
That's
You're
when
how old now? 35?
35, yeah.
Nice.
That's when I went all in. But it boils my blood, y'all, just to think that I could have did it so much. And I know everything supposed to happen when it's supposed to happen, but that's why when I be pounding people like, yo, get in rooms, me and him paid $20,000 to go to a 2-day event. We paid, it was just a 2, that's it. It don't come with a call. We paid.
We didn't even get the fucking recording, bro.
Yeah, nothing. If I would have known that, I'd have took copious notes. Like I would have recorded it myself.
Like, no one take notes. I'm gonna send you this at the end, so no one took notes, and we never got the notes that were on the
$20,000 we paid for that. But
Damn.
we learned. We all can implement. And but I say all that to say, like, I'm a junkie for learning right now because I met Eddie there. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have met him. I'm sure we're going to learn from each other. I learned stuff from him there. We'll make money in the future, whatever. But like meeting people and learning this stuff is priceless, man. So,
bro, I mean,
For sure.
Like you said earlier, so many people miss out on opportunities just because they're not tied to a paycheck. Sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes it's because it's tied to your paycheck going out. You know what I mean? Like I paid people $50,000 to spend a day.
Yeah.
Just like one-on-one.
Yeah.
And now those have turned into like extremely fruitful relationships financially and just mentally, like, and just he's my boy now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're boys. We text.
What's one of the things you learned in that $50K for the day?
I hired a CFO the next day. You just met him. Changed our entire business.
Bro.
That's all I needed.
I'm in the process of hiring a CFO, right? Like literally, if y'all hear this voice note, we're hiring a CFO. But we're thinking about an agency, and I'm like, yo, I just need a full-time.
No, you need a full-time money guy, bro. And look, I just watching you from the outside, you're like me, bro. You just move.
Yeah, that's it.
You move, bro.
Yeah.
You need someone to like sit you down sometimes and be like, listen, this move was a good one. This one was a bad one. Let's cut this one out. Let's go harder on this one. Like
and
little
analyzing like trends of like, yo, when we do these services and we do them all at the same time, typically it doesn't go as well as when we do it like this or whatever, and like laying it out like
bro, even simple shit that you don't even think about. Let me give you an example. We do like, you know, up to, let's say 5 services per person between content, emails, Facebook, Google, whatever, right? TikTok. So 6 services total. We analyzed, not me, him.
Yeah.
You know, what's the lifetime value of someone to us as a customer?
Yep.
If they're on 1 service, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep.
People who start at 2, the weirdest shit ever. People who start at 2 services end up spending the most money with us, taking on the most services with us, and staying the longest with us. All together, 2 services. So now I don't even sell people 3. Like
it's too much.
If they want 3, I'm like, hey, let's start at 2 and then we'll go from there. And they stay way longer.
Let me earn the 3rd service.
Exactly, right? And
I feel like that sounds better to me. Like, wait, this guy's not even trying to upsell me the 3rd
He's not
package?
taking my money.
Yeah.
And so not only that, it's because like when we take on too much at once, our team does a good job with it. But as a business owner, now you're like, okay, they're doing these 6 things. Oh, what went wrong? One thing here. I'm now reflecting that on their other 5 things that they're doing, even though nothing went wrong. So even that insight from him, bro. And like one thing we did too is we had 3 sales guys. And I was like, this is why CFOs are cool. Because like this is the kind of shit that like you think about. I'm like, hey, listen, take my 3 sales guys and tell me based on what services they sell, what's the LTV of each customer, per service and total for that sales guy over the last year. He brought me the numbers, and just by looking at the numbers, I was like, this sales guy's overpromising. He's like, his people are leaving way sooner than this guy's. This guy's doing this. This guy's doing this. I changed their commission structures based on their flaws in the sales process.
Wow.
LTV quadrupled.
Wow.
On their guys, just because I changed how they were incentivized based on, I knew from the numbers that they were overpromising. You know what I mean? So like giving you the data, like to be able to make the moves properly. Sometimes, you know, there's just money coming in from random places. Like you just make moves. You're like, I don't care. I'm going to make money. It's going to be profitable, whatever I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for someone to give you that insight to be like, cut this or go harder on this, you know what I mean? You need sometimes someone in your business to do that.
So, but what it sounds like you're saying to me, because I'm literally in this process where I add in this, he's also doing payroll and all the other stuff too.
Yeah, so we have CFO and then we have HR.
Got it.
Our company's a little different than yours, right?
Got
so
it.
we have like 90, not 90, probably like 80 something employees right now.
Yeah.
So we need like a full-time HR person.
Yeah.
So that HR person is supposed to be handling payroll with the CFO. So when he said there's no one on his team, there's really 2 people on the team. They just don't have someone on their team under them.
Got it. Perfect. Yeah. See, and that's a 98-person company. I'm not 98 people. We're more like 20 people.
Yeah, you just need a CFO, bro. Honestly, and they'll handle payroll. Payroll's automated up.
All right, guys.
You know what I mean?
See ya.
That's all we need. That's all he needed out of this.
But that's the importance of having them connections. Like, it's just people don't be getting. You only need to hear one. I heard one thing in Becker thing that has really helped me is that product market fit. Like everything I look at, I'm like, is there an opportunity? Should I do this right now, or am I too? Is it too far gone already?
Yeah.
Neil, I'm about to build ClickFunnels. No. It's not a good idea for you to build ClickFunnels.
How do you find your product market fit?
So for me, I mean, that's a good. Are you asking me how, or people on here, how do you find that?
Yeah. So like you took that away from the mastermind. You know, I took away that I need to have better product fits, and now I apply that. Like, what do you? And it doesn't need to be like a specific process, but like, you know, what intuition do you have or things like that of if something is a product market fit? Yeah.
So now what I do. And it's essentially with product market fit. I'll give you an example. So I came out with a podcast 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe. I have 100 episodes. I abandoned it, right? One of my buddies came out with a podcast, Earn Your Leisure, after me. But because they came out after me, not saying because they came out after, they got a phenomenal podcast. I was on a podcast, but for the African-American culture, they were the first podcast seen as, they're giving you 100 episodes, teaching you everything from vending machines to real estate to all of these different things. And they was the first person to do it on this scale, start adding all these big people. Although I did it first, but I didn't make it a point to make sure this is free. This is just giving out game on the broad. So they went in on there and took the #1 spot. And it's going to be very hard for most people to catch up with them because they're now known as that leader. So for me, I'm doing my podcast again, but it's not really to do the #1 spot. It's for content creation. It's for other things. So for everyone else looking, like, you need to look at who are the leaders of your industry and figure out what widget or what little subtle thing that you could bring that makes it somewhat different when trying to figure out your product market fit. So for me, I'm always looking, even with our marketing partners, I'm trying to find out, are you that leader in your, and so one of the things we do is we launch different digital products and help people build a digital product business. But one of the things when I'm finding the people, I'm making sure that lane is already open already, making sure there ain't too much competition, making sure also it's something new to them. So when we do drop it, we do well on it. So for me, I'm looking for, is this new? Nothing is new under the sun, but is it new to your market? Mm-hmm. Do not a lot of people or not a lot of other people doing it? So those are some things, in your market specifically.
Yeah, sometimes you can just take the same product someone's selling to someone else and sell it to a different crowd, and it's a new product.
Like my event 100%. Space, right? So again, I started event spaces earlier on, right? I didn't make millions of dollars a month with event spaces. We're making 10 to 20 grand a month with event spaces, but I was one of the first to teach event spaces. So when you say event spaces, I'm #1 or I'm #2. And the only reason why I ain't #1, because I took my foot off the gas. Like the only reason why everybody knew me as the event space guy, because I pounded that thing. So I tell people, when you find something that is new where you can literally go all in on it, you need to just go do that. Pertaining to business and different things. That's not software, but that's just like you personally.
How much do you think is like intuition, and how much do you think is like actually analyzing like real-time data, or like looking into numbers and analytics and search history and search traffic numbers and stuff like that?
I want to say like 50-50. I'm not a super numbers guy. Like, I'm not really jumping in every single number. I'll just look at like, what does the market have right now? What is the market missing? How can I hop in here, add value? Like, what can I do to really blow this up fast?
Yeah. I think there's like a lot of times people put too much effort in one or the other, because like certain people that are just way too analytic, they're not actually like putting themselves in the customer's shoes.
Yep.
They're just like looking at the straight numbers, like there's so much search volume on this, we could kill it or whatever. But it's like, if you don't actually think about how you're going to position it in the right way, or like who's actually buying it and why, or things like that. And then there's other people that are like 100% intuition, but then they're not realizing like, this is a really good idea, but maybe it's just not the right time, or maybe it's just not the right audience, or whatever the case might be. So I think I agree. It's probably got to at least be, 50-50. You gotta take into consideration both.
I'm sorry. I was saying, I'm happy you said that. In my future stuff, I'm gonna dig a little deeper in the numbers though, in the searching, because sometimes we do launch stuff. I'm like, man, that didn't go as well as I thought, but maybe the need for it wasn't as good as I personally thought. So that's another reason why doing market research and asking your audience what they want before. Like, now I like to ask, what do you want? How can I make this better? I'm done assuming that this could be better. Like, how can this product be better? How can this experience be better? So I do want to add that to
your best customers will tell you if you ask them, like we try to implement that a lot with like our email list and stuff like that, of like people that are, we know that they've purchased a lot, like literally just running through like quizzes and like things like that. It's
how
like
often y'all do that?
It depends on the company, but
now more often than ever.
Yeah, especially because our copywriters are like very, very into figuring that type of stuff out. And you guys hear that little buzz?
Major static.
It might be when you drop that shirt over there. I felt like I heard it start then. Maybe just adjust something. No, there we go. Yeah. Now it stopped.
No, but the shirt's not touching.
Oh, I don't know. It was a cord over with the thing.
Yeah.
We can cut this part. But the copywriters, they love understanding that type of stuff, because as soon as they can figure out that one little next thing, okay, we know that the audience likes this, but let's dig like one little step deeper. Do they like this, or do they like this? And then once you can go down that rabbit hole, okay, now that we know that if given the preference, the majority likes this, now we can split, and you can go like so deep.
I think just too many business owners make assumptions too. Like we
Facts.
take on clients, for example, they sell a product, my product's really good for like bloating, focus, blah, blah, blah. They give us a list of like 6 things, and they're like, everyone really wants like no bloating and this.
Yep.
Like, okay, cool. And then like we'll assume that they're correct based on, they're running this business for so long. And then like a month in, they're like, hey, listen, we haven't like scaled as hard as we wanted to with you guys. What's going on? And then we'll be like, okay, cool. Let us kind of take over. And then we'll ask their list, like, why do you actually use this shit? Like, why are you frustrated with other products? What's it? And then it'll be like weight loss. Like nothing ever that they've ever mentioned to us, and like 80% of their people buy it for that reason.
Crazy.
And so like we just kind of make assumptions sometimes as business owners. Like a good example of a great product market fit. This is the first time I'm even talking about it publicly. I don't think I've even talked to you that much about it. Nate definitely doesn't know, so don't say anything. But once the podcast is out, I think it'll be like public. But like we have a recruiting company that we've started because we've hired so many fucking people, right? Yeah. Like we hire high level marketers, high level copywriters, high level CFOs.
It's like an art to that,
dude. There's an art. It's a process, bro. I mean, bro, even on the content team, Andrew puts them through the ringer, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
So like,
I need to hear the questions.
Yeah.
It's not even questions. It's like tasks.
Yeah.
Like,
that's good.
Hey, we're sending you a product. We need you to shoot X, Y, Z, and you need to send it to us within 48 hours so that we know how good and quick you are. You know what I mean? Like. There's levels.
Is this before the hiring process?
Way before the hiring process.
Yeah.
Bro, our last time we hired a content creator, we had like 12 people come in. We had a table, and we had a fuck ton of products. And we're like, pick 2, take them home. You got 48 hours to deliver 10 dope-ass photos and 2 videos.
Wow.
Let's see what you got.
See what you
You
got.
know what I mean? So,
Ooh, yeah, I like how y'all talk. See, my issue is this. Y'all see how aggressive that is? Like,
Yeah.
I'll tell my team something. Well, that seems like it's too much. No, it ain't too much because that's what I'm
That's the
I'm
standard.
demanding excellence from my people
Yeah.
I'm with.
And especially if you're like in our case, we're doing a lot of product focused stuff, right? And a lot of content creators, they get in the space by doing event videography, by
Cars.
doing cars,
Weddings, yeah.
just like a bunch of stuff that's like not really what we do. So if you don't have any product based stuff in your portfolio, how am I supposed to know if you're going to be even good at it?
Exactly.
There's times where people have come in with applications like, I would give you this assignment, but to be honest, your portfolio already has like some sick stuff in it that's very similar to the type of stuff I want to see. So
but it's a trade-off of like quality and speed. If you can
Exactly.
give me both, I'm
Facts.
taking you all day. Like
Facts.
if you can give me the sickest shit, but it takes you a whole week to put out, not that great. If you can give me the sickest shit and you do it in a day,
Yeah.
sign me up.
Yeah.
You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
No,
Exactly,
finish what you were talking because I'm interested. So I know somebody else listening to it. Y'all starting a recruiting company.
Yeah, well, we've started one a while ago. I've been
Yep.
placing people since January in other companies, but I just
Wow.
don't publicly talk about
Yeah,
it because
that's
it's
lit.
more like my boys like, hey, could you do this? I'm like, sure, I'll charge you this just for the time and I'll put my HR team on it, right? So now it's become like an actual company. So it's called Hire Properly, which is like the fucking sickest name ever, honestly. So props to me. I don't know
What
how
a
the fuck
URL.
how is that available?
and it
everywhere?
was available.
everywhere.
Wow.
Everywhere. Hire
Regular
Properly.
price.
Regular $9.99, baby.
all day.
That's lit.
Dude, I recommended some to my CFO that were good, and it was like $3K, $5K. He's like, fuck no. I'm like, fine. I'll find one. But I found a good one. But the point is, like, product market fit, back to this. There's a fuck ton of recruiting companies. There's a fuck ton of VA companies. There's a fuck ton of North American recruiting companies, a ton of these people. And so I just went and like did demos with all of them as hey man, I want to hire some people. And I saw how they all price. I saw what they all do. And I thought to myself as a business owner, what is my problem with their entire model? And I basically went through and I solved my own problem as a person recruiting, what it was. And I just offered it in my product offering. And so I just hired a sales guy and I told him how much better this is than anyone else's. For reference, I if I do 5 demos on a Thursday talking about this to like CEOs like yourself, everyone will sign up because it's like a no-brainer the way it's presented. But I told my sales guy, he's like, okay, cool. I'm like, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go and book demos with every other recruiting company and see everything that I'm telling you like for yourself so that you have like the hardest belief in it.
Yeah.
So he did so this week. This is his first week. He did like 6 demo calls. He called me today. He's like, bro, you're so fucking right. No one touches anything that we're offering. It's not even fucking close.
Bro, I'm so here's how I'm so peep this. I personally feel like what you guys are offering, this is just me. It's for entrepreneurs like me who are building digital marketing businesses. They can't even hire, like I got my HR. I don't believe they're really equipped to hire digital marketers. Like let me make sure I'm saying this
And
right.
that skill set is pretty new.
Bro,
Like,
what are you going to do? Get
Hire
a guy
you a
from
videographer, hire you a content creator. Like most people like, what is that? What is that even job description? You don't even know what I
sometimes
need
we
this
have
person to
trouble
do.
writing it, you know? Like literally,
Yeah,
we
so-
sometimes I have trouble writing exactly like what does this job entail?
Yeah.
Even just from a mental standpoint of like understanding certain aspects of other parts of the business.
Bro,
you
more
know?
than that, like, where the fuck do you find these people?
Right, bro.
It's not like I can
I
be
need
like,
them right now. I got
do
a
you
list
have a
for you
digital
when
marketing
we leave.
degree? I'd like to hire you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But I had a marketing degree, and I would never hire myself on the skill sets that I had from college. Never.
Yeah.
No chance.
Yeah, the credentials of college just don't really translate to like the type of stuff that we're doing. You know, it's like if you have a digital marketing degree, that doesn't mean you're going to be a good media buyer. You know, like
Fact.
So let me tell you what we did. Just a product market fit here because I'm fucking super hyped about this shit. So we have 2 sides, right? Like you want to hire someone who's American or Canadian, or you want to hire someone who's overseas, right?
Yeah.
Product. What do you have VAs?
Yes.
What's your biggest problem with VAs, bro?
my biggest problem?
There's problems. What's
I don't want to tell you one of my recent ones. That's a big. She
Give me, like, your
She stole from me.
ooh,
Yeah, and that was
money or IP or both.
money.
Oof.
Yeah,
Damn.
bro.
a lot of money.
I'll tell you this. I've never said this.
100K plus.
100K plus.
Yeah.
Bro. I'll show you our second warehouse here.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say too much into it, but we became business partners. I had a kid, and in the time that I had a kid,
When you say I had a kid, you mean you had your baby?
I had my baby.
I just want to make sure.
I stepped away from the office.
Got it.
Even though my house is like literally like 4 minutes.
Your human child.
Yeah,
My human child. Yeah. I did not.
So when
squeeze
I had
them
a
out.
kid, like I trained this kid. That's what I was saying. I want to make
No,
sure
so
I'm
I had these
clear.
business partners,
Yep.
and I mean, the whole company was dependent on us. Okay,
Yep.
not them. Anyways, prior to having the kid, I was like, hey, you guys actually deposited into your personal accounts way more than you were supposed to. You know, I just want to let you guys know. Here's the number. My CFO gave me it, and this is what you guys owe back to me. So until then, I'm not going to put any more money in the business until you guys give me that back.
Yeah.
Again, business is still dependent on us. When did my thing came back, they moved every asset of the business, physical asset, to California from here, from this warehouse, and took 4 times the money that you just said. Oh, just gone. Bro. Like it blows my, so you're still going to have that problem with Americans. I think this is a trust problem, which is like so sad. But back to the VA problem. What's
another problem that we
ongoing problems with VAs? Like there's some clear cut ones that I think.
So
every
luckily I
business
got
owner
somebody that manages them, but
Okay.
one of my issues I would say is that they don't. A lot of them don't think. They only do what you tell them to do. In terms of it's not a. Well, I know Eddie got to go next. I know Eddie got to go to Atlanta tomorrow. Let me go ahead and just check him in the flight. You have to tell them that. It's certain things like you got to tell. They'll get it.
They won't fill in the gaps.
Yeah, they will work hard, but they need
instruction
all the time.
all the time.
Yeah, it's like I remember when I was a kid, there was like some mental exercise they did where it was like, explain to me how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You're like, okay, you're going to take the jelly, you're going to take the peanut butter, put it on the bread, and then the person took the jar and put it between the 2 pieces of bread. It's like, okay, you got to get the knife out, you got to open the lid, you got to put the knife in, you got to spread it. Like, you got to go way, way more granular, and sometimes that's just like, by the time you explain every step, it's like, man, I probably could have just done this myself.
Facts.
But the goal is to explain it once.
Exactly. Explain it once and then
That's
not
the
have
goal.
to.
So that's a problem I see a lot. You have a ton of VAs, it sounds like.
Yes, I do.
So you have someone managing them. So it's a little bit different. Okay. So other people don't have people managing them. So here's main problems that I see. That's one. Second, which ties into that one directly, is like education wise, like they just are stagnant. Like they just know what they know. What is the static? Do you hear that?
It's pissing me off.
I've never had this problem.
It's because one of the audio cables is touching a power cable. It's
Let's just
maybe
fix it
just
real quick.
testing. Can we hear it still?
I can't hear it.
Okay, cool.
If it is, I'll kick the box again.
All right. Back to the podcast.
So a lot of these people have 2 things. One, their VAs kind of like are just stagnant mentally, like unless they go and teach them something. 2, they a lot of times like slack off or work other things during the job, so they're not monitored. And 3, for people who have smaller teams, they have trouble paying their VAs. They pay them through one platform, and then that platform shuts them down, and they pay them through another one. It's just like this exhausting cycle. So basically, what we did was, for the VA side, we basically not only recruit someone, but once we recruit them, we spend a week training them on your company. So like, if we worked with you guys, example, we would take all your structure, your SOPs, your tech stack, your company core values, your mission statement, everything. These guys would spend a week with us training not only on the skills that you hired them for, but on your business. Yeah. So when they start on Monday, they're like, I know everything about this company. I'm like ready to run.
Lit.
Now we onboard them. So basically we take these VAs, we onboard them into your company specifically. Yeah. And then we have ongoing training and we handle all the payroll. So it's like for business owners at scale, it's like just give these guys, it's an HR company, and we monitor their shit. So we screen record them all day while they're working. They clock in their hours to us and we report to the business owner, hey, I saw John, he put in 5 less hours than he normally did. I talked to him, just want to let you know it's been happening for a couple weeks, XYZ. So it's like a whole HR side where like we're handling them, which to you have a team being managed by someone. Most people don't have that for VAs. Right. They just have like 2-3 guys running around and not being efficient. Yeah. And then for the American side, it's the same thing. So recruiting companies charge, you know how much they charge?
No. I know we hire one.
It's a fat percentage.
I think she charges something, $2,500. And then maybe a percentage. What you guys doing?
No, so we do it a little bit differently. We charge 15 total. It's 5 when we start, 5 when they sign an offer, and 5 60 days in. So it's like
5%.
No, 5K.
Oh, okay.
So 15 grand. I'll tell you this though. You know what other recruiting companies charge? 30% of the annual salary up front. Yeah. So if I'm hiring for a job for $90K, in order for them to go recruit someone, I need to pay them like 27 grand up front.
Yeah. And the person may don't even work out.
bro, and they don't even onboard them to my shit. They just get them through the process, their okay process. Like, we're putting them through personality tests, skill tests, shit like that. But like, they just onboard them. They say, okay, here's the person you're hired. You start with Neo on Monday.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Like with us, we're like,
Yeah.
here's Neo. Here's why he's fucking amazing. This is why you're working here. This is your role. Here's the company. Here's where we're going. Here's, you know what I mean? So they're starting on Monday. They're like, let's fucking rock.
Yeah,
and then your
yeah,
employees are like, this fucking guy knows more than me about this company. You know what I mean? He just started here. But point is, like, there's always a product market fit available in so many spaces, even spaces that are like super red ocean and clouded.
Yeah.
One little tweak, like you said,
It sounds
changes the entire game.
What you said sounds lit. Like, it sounds like sign me the heck up for that. Type of, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, if you're listening to this right now, y'all better go ahead and click the link or whatever. Go ahead and get you a demo schedule, y'all.
This episode is sponsored by Hire Properly.
Yeah.
Link in description.
But here's the thing. For us, it creates like a recurring on the back end, and for the people, it creates way better talent with a guarantee that they're always being replaced. And so, not to talk too much about that concept. It was just more like the product market fit part. Like,
it's important.
there's a billion fucking recruiting companies. Okay,
Yeah.
like left and right. I get messages every day. Hey, would you like to hire VAs? We have this, like 4 or 5 a day, dude. Like, there's a million of these guys, and at the end of the day, you need to do one thing. Is all it takes to really stand out. And every single time my sales guys had a demo, people are like, "Where do I pay right now?"
Yeah.
Like, ready to go.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? And all it took was one tweak. I didn't fucking create a new industry.
Yeah.
I just took what other people were doing and was like, this is what's wrong with it.
And that, I mean, that's what he taught us, though. That is a widget. It's like having Provely on your website. That one piece of code on a website increases conversions. Why would you not have it on your website? So, essentially, yeah.
God, they made so much money off. My friends actually own that company.
Wow. So they
They made
crazy.
so.
They own
Yeah.
Provely or Proof? Which
They
one?
own Proof.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then but again, it was a
You
service.
said
that,
made so much they sold it.
no, it just a million competitors came up.
Okay, yeah.
So they did well because they were first to market. It was
First
like, hey, there's this
product
thing.
market fit. Yeah,
But again, it's one line of code.
yeah.
So
anybody could whip that up.
anybody
Yeah,
whips it up.
yeah.
So there's 1,000 of them. You know, so it's like diluted, and you can't charge as much anymore. And
Yep.
you don't get the big. But I mean, they had a big client base. They had like Oprah Winfrey using their stuff.
I think the biggest thing with stuff like that is like you gotta understand that thing's not gonna really like last forever, but you use it as an alley-oop for the next thing. You know,
Exactly.
like they were able to take that infrastructure, that company, all that they built with that, and then move it over to their next thing. You know, and like I think in general, that's what you kind of always got to be doing. Like I remember, I don't remember exactly who said it. I feel like I remember Gary Vaynerchuk said it a long time ago, but like. Is like you got to always be trying to put yourself out of business, like because someone else is. Your competitors are going to be
Mark Cuban.
yeah. I mean, it makes sense. It's like you gotta be ahead of your competition in the sense that you got to see what's coming of why your company's not going to last, and either pivot that direction or figure out what you're going to do to change things up or whatever.
And that's the CEO's job, bro, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, that's what makes or breaks companies. Like, this guy's he's a go-getter. He fucking moves.
Appreciate it.
You know
I
what
got
mean?
you. I don't have no choice. Yeah, that motto, it has to work or it has to work. I live by that, or entrepreneurship or death. If this don't work, I'm going to die. I ain't trying to die yet, you know. So that's funny.
So let's go back to where you were. You started getting into like teaching other people to do event stuff.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
How many students did you? I don't think people know. He's got a 10X award from.
Yeah, Russell. Yeah,
Russell
I put a few thousand students through there, teaching people how to open up event spaces. Man, I probably got about on the low end, I want to say 300 to 500 people who actually got spaces around the United States. I feel good. And one of my students, they just posted yesterday, 2 years, she just passed $1 million in sales with her event space right here in Atlanta.
Wow, bro.
That's amazing.
And she started in the middle of a pandemic when I was teaching this, and people
With
were
no
saying
events.
it's a scam.
Wow.
Yeah, with no events. And she took
Respect.
that chance. $1,000 or something like that. And made her $1 million, bro. School
that's
teacher.
awesome. Dude, that must
Making
feel so good.
$38,000 a year. Bro, it feels amazing.
I don't think people
bro.
understand that's what like.
Yeah, impact. So a lot of times, sometimes you get crap for teaching people how to make money online. You get a lot of crap for it, but I'm like, man, I've helped that lady become financially free. That's just one story. There's thousands of those stories online that I can say I directly have helped them. If you can help somebody make an extra $1,000 a month in these times, that don't do nothing for us, but somebody who's like struggling, trying to 1,000 to 5,000 extra a month changes the game for you.
5,000 extra a month would change everyone's life. You know what I mean?
Literally.
Like, yeah.
Oh, boom. Oh, just think, it's like one of my top VAs get 3,000 a month, bro, in Philippines.
That's crazy.
Damn.
Her life is forever changed. So I'm able to do that because of the impact that I'm making on other people. I'm able to. They say if you help others get everything they want, I believe you get everything you want, or something like that. So I feel good that I'm impacting lives and also providing opportunities for people.
Yeah, it's funny, like in this month of like having a kid and stepping away a little bit from like day to day.
It's your first kid, right?
First kid, yeah. And luckily I'm blessed, dude. My wife is your wife, like stay at home mom.
Yes,
like,
yes.
Dude, I'm blessed, and she
Praise
loves
God,
it. It's like her favorite thing in the world is like raising the kid and keeping the house the way a house needs to be, and you know what I mean. And I love that. So, and that honestly, when I first met my wife, I told her, I was like, if this isn't you, I can't marry you in the future. Just letting you know, I got some pretty big dreams and goals. And if you're gonna go and try to start your own thing as well, and not support or be a part of mine, as selfish as it is, it's not gonna work because we're gonna have kids and a family, and like I'm not gonna give that responsibility to someone else. That's not my wife. You know what I mean? So from the get go, she was like, that's my dream anyways, and I support what you're doing. Let's rock.
A lot of ladies would love to be a housewife, man.
Dude, a lot more than I thought, honestly. You know what I mean? But like her, she's special. She's one of a kind. But anyway, so in stepping away, I was like, you know what?
But she's also a boss. She also in the business. She's legit.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, she has a respect around here.
She has respect. She's not just a mom, you know.
She's not just the CEO's wife either.
Exactly.
She's like
she gets shit done.
She runs shit.
We like Terry.
But anyway, so I stepped away, and this was part of like my, I guess, realization was like, we turn away so many people, bro, because they're just not qualified to work with us. Yeah. They just don't. They don't have the money. They don't have the enough business structure for us to like really take their shit to the next level. And I was like, man, like, what is the reason we actually got into this? And what is the reason we're making so much content? And what is the reason we're doing all these things? And it was like, at a core level, it's to impact as many people to help make them as much money as possible. Like, from like, just if I had to write it down in a sentence, like, help as many people make as much money as possible, period. Like, that's really good. Like at a core. And so when we're turning away 99% of people that apply to work with us in some way,
crazy,
we're limiting our ability to make that kind of impact. So like even now, second half of this year, these are the content guys, they can tell you, like, our initiative is like, we need to put out way more online education, way more free content on YouTube, way more like just impact on people who can't afford to work with us, because like, why are we stopping them from learning? Because that's how we all got into it in the first place. And so we need to like
get them free game,
bro. And that's why I respect you, bro. You put out so much free game.
Yeah.
You put out so much paid game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just put out game, bro. And
like, I want to increase. I'm about to increase. I'm trying to step this thing up. Like so many posts, Instagram, YouTube. Basically, I'm looking now. We building a media company now. Like that's where I don't want to just do a podcast. I'm bringing people on my network. I want to really just put so much content out there. Like, yo, they really helped change my life, whether it's free or paid, because I know it's going to come back at some point.
We're the same exact way. Yesterday in our boardroom meeting, my CFO, he hates when I hire people. I'm like, and last thing, I need to hire like 2 more people internal to help us shoot and edit, and I want to put out more content. And he's like, dude, come on. I'm like, it's happening. Like, you're gonna say no, I'm gonna still do it. So I'm on the same page, but we're like hard on the media side, we're hard on the content side, impact side. So like, again, you know, you started few thousand students. And so now you got more into like the online education. I see you doing a lot of speeches.
Yeah, a lot of speeches. So I do a lot of speeches, coaching. I got an awesome mastermind at that. I'm putting all my energy into this. I'm in a lot of different masterminds, and as I'm in so many, I'm like, how do I make mine the best out of those? So I really feel good that we're helping a lot of people structure or grow their digital business. And what our marketing agency essentially does is we partner with people to help them bring their digital business to life, right? So we find influencers, like, and it's one of my things that I do, product market. I find influencers who have not really introduced an offer to the marketplace and help them introduce it, launch it, structure it, and just scale it. So that's kind of something I've been enjoying doing. I get to do that like behind the scenes for a lot of people. So I really I love that. But my newest adventure is really just building out this media company. Like, that's what I want to put out, more content, just more impact, more online education. Like I want to be like college for people. Like you log in, this is my college. I can learn this, I can learn this, I can learn this, I can learn this.
You friends with Billie Jean at all?
Yeah, that's my guy. Yeah.
Really?
I went with Billie Jean years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I went to his event. It was like a yacht he rented and paid us to like $1,000 for the day, and that helped me out so much, man. It was like, but that's my man.
You should connect with him even more because like he's also same community. He's also black. He's also done it, and he like has the online education side. Yep. He's a good dude.
His studio's lit too.
Yeah. I'm getting on a call with him in like an hour, but we're like tight. So I say that to say like there's not many like black entrepreneurs who are also putting themselves out there. Now that it's starting to get, you're starting to see people.
But he was the first.
He was like he was definitely like, especially digital marketing side. He was definitely one of the first.
He helped me, man. Salute to Billy, man. I look at, he's a friend, but that's a mentor. Yeah.
A friend-tor.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm gonna start using that.
A friend-tor.
I've
I've got a few friend-tors, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now what's your like main focus? Media company?
So main focus now, really honestly, is the media company, and just I enjoy personally this on just doing what I want every day, bro. Like I'm free as a bird. Like I tell you, I came in y'all office, y'all make me feel irresponsible. I'm like, where's I don't got an office. Like I'm just running Slack on my cell phone and everything. I'm like, I need to go build a darn office or something. But I just love being able to do what I want, when I want, how I want. So again, my next phase is I'm going back to my philanthropy. I used to do a lot of giving back, so I want to go back to. I'm living my dream life right now, man. My wife is fine. My mom is retired. Everybody's straight. We're generating income, impact. Get to do what I want. You know, I have everything I want right now in life. Literally everything I want, I have. So it's like, it's time to go back. I started with a nonprofit. I started giving back. That's how I got in the game earlier on. Like a lot of people, I built a celebrity in Philly, not because I was a good entrepreneur. It's because I was giving back to the community.
Yeah.
So now I'm going back into giving back to the community more and even showing it. So a lot of times they're like, why do you want to show up? Because I might inspire somebody else to do it. So I'm going back to buying groceries for people, taking people on trips, teaching kids how to become entrepreneurs. Like, that's my next move, just going back to just my philanthropy while continuing to build companies and looking for opportunities to just grow personally, financially, and also grow my money.
Do you know Prince Donnell?
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, that's my man. Yeah, he's good.
Because he's from Philly too.
Yeah, he's from Philly. It's funny. He just said, "Yo, I need to come to your conference. I got a conference coming." He's like, "Yo, I need to come there," and I was like, "Yo, pull up, bro."
What's the details on the conference?
So I got a passive income conference. So we're teaching everybody event spaces, Airbnb, Turo, all things like that. thepassiveincomeconference.com. It's gonna be right here in Atlanta, where we just show. My goal is to show people how to get money, man. Like, there's nothing wrong with having a job, but I tell people all the time, if you're not taking that money and investing in your dreams, you got to start reanalyzing what you're doing. So I'm constantly trying to show people, like, it's a lot of money out here to be made. Here's how you tap in. So that's one of the reasons why I'm having that event.
What's the dates?
That's July 22nd, July 23rd.
Oh, shit, like right now.
Yeah, I don't even know if this will be out.
I was going to say, we got a couple in the tank. Yeah. But you have another conference in September, right?
Yeah, I got one in October. I believe that website, Digital Income Summit, and that is, so I do two parts. I got my mastermind on passive income, and then I got my mastermind on digital marketing, where we do all things, show you how to build out a funnel, show you email marketing, ads, all of that. That's going to be in September, October. That's going to be my big event, though. September I got my event with my partners. That's called the Survivors Pack. Yeah,
the promo was sick. The promo
was crazy.
The
bro.
army uniforms and shit.
The promo was nuts. So we got that in September. I got my own one in October. So we just putting stuff out, just as much stuff as we can.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much every company needs to become a media company in today's day and age. Like, I mean, you look at a company like Red Bull. I mean, their main money maker is the energy drink. But what else do they got? They got an F1 team. They got skydivers and tons of professional athletes. They've got
every race is sponsored by that. Yeah, everything that's extreme is theirs.
Yeah. Exactly. Great. And I mean, you see it with all these companies. They're all really becoming media companies. One thing that I thought was really interesting is, like, the other day I went to a movie theater, watched Top Gun. The movie theater was pretty filled, and I was like, damn, Like, this is one of the only times I've actually seen a movie theater like full in the last.
And you
like,
went like a month after, bro.
Yeah.
How did you like it?
I thought it was a great movie, honestly.
I was supposed to go last night. And
Did you see
Have
it?
you seen the first one?
No. Do you have to see the first one in order to see the second one?
No, but here's
You'll
what I did.
appreciate it.
Here's what I did. I hadn't seen the first one. It's I think it's free on Netflix right now. So I just watched it with my wife the night before.
Got it.
And so when we watched the second one, it was like way more emotional.
Got it.
Like
Okay.
we were like
Okay.
so in it. We're like, yo,
I'm gonna check
I
it
get
out
what
then.
this reference
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
I
yeah.
get that.
Got it.
You don't need to watch it, but it like
The
It
beginning,
helps.
there was a scene, like the bar scene was a little corny to me, and I was like, oh man, I hope this movie isn't corny. And then once they got to the actual like flying and shit,
But have you
it
seen
was
the first
awesome.
one?
Yeah, a long time ago though.
That's
The
why.
bar scene is the
Okay, yeah. Because the bar scene for me, I looked at my wife, she's crying. I'm like, yo, babe.
Wow.
I'm like, babe, come
Damn.
on. Like,
Yeah,
it's not
I'm
that
gonna go
serious.
watch it then.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
love
good.
a good movie, bro.
But what I was thinking was like, okay, movie theaters have been around for so long, and they have like this very linear form of like making money, right? And I remember in the when the pandemic first hit and movie theaters were like potentially going to go out, and I remember hearing something about like Amazon might like potentially buy AMC, and basically like every Prime member could go to those movie theaters and watch Prime movies anytime they want, like whenever they're showing. And I was thinking about it, I'm like, man, that is such a like better model. And if you could just like take that same concept of allowing people to come to a movie theater, but just like adding it as a bonus for this other thing or whatever, it just made like way much more sense in today's day.
Do you
and
know how
age.
movie theaters make their split pay on movies?
The actual tickets?
Yeah. It's
No.
pretty crazy, actually.
No, I don't.
They pay a percentage back to the studio.
Yeah, but it's tiered based on how long the movie's been out.
Really?
So let me give you an example. So like Marvel movie comes out, right? First 2 weeks, Marvel keeps 80% of the revenue.
Damn.
Second 2 weeks, Marvel gets 50.
Mm.
Third 2 weeks onward, Marvel gets 20. Just an example. You get what I'm saying? So that's why you see trailers hit so hard when movies are coming out, because they're trying to get everyone in the first 2 weeks.
Right.
So
It's
that
like
they
a
can
launch.
net the high. Exactly. Because that's credited to them more than the theater. And as time
So the
goes
theater
on,
only getting 20%.
just an example.
Yeah, I
it's
got you.
but it is that
It's
it's like
small.
that low,
It's
bro.
a slice, yeah.
And it's because the first 2 weeks they spend all this marketing dollars, and that's how they make them back.
That's
But
why they added the drinks and the food, and because they're trying to increase their revenue, and that's why
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
pushing the drinks, because you're not making much on the food per se.
For sure. And
those drinks.
and I guess with movies too, it's like now it's the same kind of thing that happened with like Blockbuster. It's like, oh, people love the experience of coming in the store and picking out their movies. Like, nah, I'd rather just like choose it in my pajamas and just watch it immediately on Netflix.
but some movies
But
you're
going to
like,
the movie
I
theater-
gotta watch that in a theater.
Exactly,
Like that's the next
exactly.
level experience. for
Exactly.
this.
Like, I don't want to watch Interstellar in my like shitty apartment. Like, I want to watch that in like a full cinematic Dolby surround sound. Fucking give me the full experience. So like, I feel like there's a lot of opportunities, you know, just in general for things like that, where it's like, okay, we've got this model that has made sense for so long, but now how do we put that unique little twist on it, things like that. And I think like, especially with online learning, there's so much you can learn from a surface level of like everything. You could learn so much from digital marketing, but is there a specific niche for digital marketing for these type of businesses? That's where like the new opportunities and like a lot of things I think are happening right now.
So speaking of online learning, I got 2 questions for you that
Mm-hmm.
I think will be interesting to see your response. One, what are your thoughts on college moving forward? Do you feel like you got kids, they're gonna grow up?
Yeah.
Are you gonna put them in college?
No, that's 1,000% not. Unless they want to be a doctor or a lawyer. But what I decided to do is, for me, my 1, 2, 3-year-old, like I'm making entrepreneurship mandatory. You got to package up books. You got to read. You got to create books. Like I'm making that like it's almost going to seem normal to them.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not, I don't believe college won't ever make sense once they realize how much money they can make being an owner. So in my household, I'm making being an owner everything. And even right now, college, I don't think there's nothing wrong with college. If you're going to go be a doctor, a lawyer, the things that are required. But right now, I feel like you could go pick up a course, a book, and learn in a fraction of the time and start generating income. Think about, I went to college 4 years. I didn't go 4 years. I got kicked out. But year 1, you go. Why
10
your
jobs.
first 2 years of college, bro? You're not even in your major.
Bro.
What?
I'm still learning history, bro. Second year of college. Come on, bro.
Bro, I was learning theology. I'm like, what? I mean, that concept is flawed. My first 2 years, I'm not in my major.
Bro, I thought I would go to college and right away I'd start learning the shit that I was like
No,
applying.
heck no.
I was
Same.
like back to history and
Same.
math again. I'm like, bro, come on.
Bro, I was taking 098 English. They said I was in remedial English and math and history and
I was at a liberal arts college, and I literally had to take a theater class where we had to like do a play as our final. Like we literally, like 3 of us as a group had to like reenact a play on a little stage for our class. I'm like, the fuck is this, middle school?
Bro,
it literally was so ridiculous.
So I think it's actually a waste of time right now.
I think
100%.
so too.
Yeah,
More
right
than
now,
ever.
4 years of when you can learn this in 4 months. What?
Bro, we built this. We got this office less than 2 years ago. That's what can be done in 2 years, let alone 4.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? And
98
so,
employees, all these clients.
bro, people don't understand. And so it's an interesting point that you bring up about like breeding your kids that way. When my parents have always owned their own companies, not that they were like massive businesses, but they were small businesses and they generated their income. And your parents are the same way, right? Like your dad has his own company and he does his own thing. But like when I went to college, all my friends went to like career fairs.
Yeah.
All the time. Oh, career fairs on Thursday, but we got to go. And they all got dressed up in suits. And I was like, what is it? Like, why are you guys going to the career fair? I'm confused kind of like what this concept is. Oh, well, companies come and they like, you know, they showcase
It's
themselves.
corporate advertising.
And then we can go look and like see if we want to get an internship and a job there. And I was like so fucking confused because I'm like, that concept just doesn't exist to me. Like I wasn't aware that I was going to come to college and college was only going to equip me to apply, not to like go do
it's
my
really
own
just to
thing.
get your first job.
Exactly. Well, to
Place
like,
you in a first job.
exactly. And that was, I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. And I never ever went to a career fair, by the way. But one time, just to like say I could if I wanted to. This guy came into like one of our accounting classes. I was a marketing major at UGA, and he's like, "What? Oh, I thought you were saying something."
No, we're good.
So he was like,
yawning.
he came to the accounting class and he's like, "Here's our internship. In the summertime, people make like, you know, $80K in 2-3 months working on our internship. It's paid. Here's what it is. You're basically starting your own company in this own area, whatever. You have to have like a 3.9 GPA." And I was like, okay, well, let me just prove that the system's broken.
Right.
So I applied. I had a 3.2. I applied, and first set of interviews was group. So it was like 3 other people at the table. And it was like me, 2 other people, and the guy interviewing. This is first round. And he looks at me and he goes, requirement was like, you know, 3.8, 3.9, whatever it was. He's like, you're well below that. What makes you think that this is like an internship that you can get? Like,
Right.
why would you even apply?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, if you didn't think I was qualified enough, you wouldn't have sat me at this table in front of you to have this interview in the first place. And both of these people at this table, there's no way that they're going to match what I'm going to be able to do in, you know, in this internship, XYZ. Anyways, long story short, they put us through a fucking ringer process. I got it. Out of everyone in the whole university, they picked 2 people. I got it. There was like 1,000 something applicants. And he's like, great, you know, you start this day. And I was like, I don't want to do this. You can give it to someone else. In my head, I was like, I just want to prove that like this number of my degree and this GPA is actually irrelevant to the business owner who's actually trying to hire me.
Yeah.
And like once that happened, it clicked. I was like, bro, it doesn't fucking matter. I could walk in anywhere I want and get a job if I wanted to get a job. You know what I
Crazy,
mean?
bro.
So like, I just think the whole thing's just one big sham. And like, I see my friends who have $600,000 of debt.
Crazy.
And now they're working a job, $60K a year, which there's nothing wrong with that. But if you spent $600,000,
that the math ain't mathing.
The math ain't mathing. No,
You can't pay that off in your lifetime.
in your lifetime. We were talking about this yesterday.
And you're gonna pass it on because I don't know how it would go, but I don't know if you pass down.
We were talking about
student
this
loan
yesterday.
debt.
I
Do
don't
you?
know either.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but
That's
I
a
know
good
you
thing
can't
to-
default out of it, which is pretty crazy. It's one of the only
You
ones.
can't?
You can't. You
It's
can't
some
default.
new
Like,
stuff.
if
Like
you go
claim bankruptcy?
bankrupt, the student loan debt is the one type of debt in America that you can't bankrupt yourself out of. It follows you. I wanted to read this passage actually from this book that I've been reading. It's called Fiat Standard. And he said, fiat money. Fiat has turned college that once was a center for learning and research into a make-work welfare program for nerds, a highly overpriced credential mill, inescapable debt trap, a country club experience, a political indoctrination camp, and corporate advertising agency. Students are not treating college as an economic decision, rather the next stop on the government-approved path of life.
Wow.
And I was like, God damn, I listened to that. I was listening to the audiobook and I wrote it down. I listened to it like 5 times because I'd never heard it like boiled down to that many good points. I was like, God damn.
See, the problem is that is like a rebel type of statement, right? You got to be willing to, like us, like you got to be willing to go against 90% of the world think that's the way. And again, don't get it wrong. We all need staff. But I don't. When I'm hiring, I've yet to ask, and I'm not really the hirer. But what degree do you have?
If it's on there, it's like kind of nice to see.
Bro,
But
I skim over it.
Yeah.
I skim over it. Eddie, here's someone
What's
who's
your
in the final
skills you
interview.
got now?
Bro, that's all I
Exactly.
give a shit about. How are you handling this communication process? Like, what are the skills that you can actually contribute?
what can you take off my plate? What value can you actually bring to this team?
Yeah. What can you bring that we don't have that's going to make us more money so we can pay you money? It's just that fucking simple. It's
That's why we know this one guy that we brought on. I said, honestly, I don't even really exactly know what your role is going to be, but I know you're really talented. And as long as you can prove to me that you can help this company make money with your skills, there's no reason why we'd ever get rid of you. And that's the real deal. It's like if you can always bring value and always bring a way that 4Media looks at it and is like, this person is a net positive to have on our team, then why would we ever get rid of you?
Agreed.
Why would we ever let you go?
So question number 2. You're big in digital marketing. You definitely know how to make a buck or two online. So if someone was starting right now, what would you tell them to do? Like if they just wanted to get into online marketing of some sort, working from home, whatever it is.
Man, if you could, I would go try to work for somebody. I would well, it's too hard to get in this type of agency where this company, you're going to go through the ringer. But if you could intern for somebody, I think that would be a dope concept. But what I would tell somebody, if they were starting right now, are they selling digital products? Are they?
I don't know. It's whatever you think is the best.
Just somebody listening to this, they're probably interested in stuff maybe.
Most people that listen to this already own their own businesses and are like pretty high level people from what I understand. But
okay.
For the people that don't, and they're like, damn, dude, I've been hearing all these things about online money. Neo's killing it. He's doing all these things. Like, what's my first step? Like, what do I do?
I would ask yourself this: what comes easy to you and harder to others? First off,
Ooh.
So that should be the very first. What is that thing that you are so good at that they like, yo? You make the best banana pudding. I'm making this up. You are a natural born closer. It sounds like you could close some deals. Like, I don't know what people are saying about you, but that's the first thing I will write down. The second thing in that equation is write this thing down. What can you create one time that will pay you forever? Can you put that framework inside of an ebook? Could you put that framework inside of a class? So it's two things that I would do. So first, I would just go ahead and create value content around this subject. So if I'm extremely good at real estate, I'm going to go ahead and pick a day with a video person. I'm going to go ahead and film 50 to 100 videos. And I'm going to just really give all the game. Those same 50 to 100 videos, you almost could use them in your course. But I'm going to give all the game away, just teaching you everything that I know about this. Because when they think about real estate, they should say your name. When you think about marketing, you probably going to say Eddie's name. Like, you want somebody to think about you when they mention you. And the best way to do that is mass produce content and put it out on every platform. Once you do that, I literally want you to go up and put up a post. Hey, I'm looking to work with X amount of people, 10 people, showing them X. If you're interested, DM me. Get on the phone with that person and close them. Close them on a 2-day event with you. Close them on a 4-week, once a week working with you, or just go ahead and write an ebook. But I tell a lot of people without an audience, just go do it that way. Still to this day with one of our real estate programs, we do no webinars. It's straight value content to a phone call to a close inside of a program. It's no webinar, no nothing. So a lot of times people are like, yo, I don't got an audience, and you trying to make an ebook. You can make an ebook, but it's going to take you a lot of marketing dollars or strategy for you to sell it. I would just go straight to selling a higher ticket offer for $5K to $10K to 5 people a month, and just like that, you could be in the game. Long as you're able to help this person get results.
Yeah.
Facts.
So I would say that, and I would say reinvest every dollar you get to join courses, to join masterminds, to go to live events.
To make more content.
That's it.
I always tell, what's my rule for content?
One every day?
No. Like what do I always tell you? I'm like, we can always make, as long as we can this.
As long as the money's right? As long as we're making money?
Yeah, I was like, as long as I don't lose money monthly.
Yeah.
I whatever you need to make more content, I will give it to you.
Yep.
As long as we're not losing money, I will make more fucking content.
Exactly. The content is king. And a lot of times I tell people is like, even I know your monthly analogy, I'm almost a year. I'm like, if I do this today and if I don't get a return for a year, I'm good. Like, we invested $20K in Becker. I didn't get a return in terms of I haven't built a software yet, but whenever I end up doing that, I got exactly what I need. But I actually made money because of things that I did not do from what he taught me. So I would say that to say, like,
and the people in the room. I don't know if you networked a lot with the people in the room, but now I'm like tight with a lot of those people.
I didn't do a good enough job with that.
Yeah, I mean,
I connected
we didn't
with
have
you.
opportunity to be fair. It was like, hey, it's lunch. Y'all figure it out. Go figure out lunch somewhere.
You and my guy, God darn, I want to say Bill. But more of the story is I wish I would have did that better. That's the key. So if y'all listening, when you get in these rooms, make 1 to 3 solid connections. If you do that once a month, at the end of the year, you got 12 or 36 people you could build with.
Totally.
And most importantly, take game from these people and do it. Dude, I was in Uber in San Diego. Okay. I was going to a dispensary, just transparently here. So I was like going from the hotel to the dispensary, and this guy's driving me, and he's like, oh, I actually work there. I'm like, cool. He's like, yeah, but I'm starting to get into like digital marketing. I'm like, oh, okay, tell me more. So he starts telling me, and I'm like, cool. We had like 15 minutes left in the drive, and I was like, all right, let me tell you something. I got a digital marketing company. I make X amount of money, probably more than you've ever imagined yourself ever making in this space, and I already got all the game. So I'm going to give it to you here in the next 15 minutes.
Wow.
I gave him all, dude, I mean, fuck, that was a $20,000 course.
You gave him the sauce.
Bro, and to him. Not like, here's what I would do. I'm like, okay,
here's
I'm
what
seeing
you need to do.
Here's what you need to do. And here's, based on your work schedule that you told me, here's when you need to do it and how you need to do it and who you need to talk to about it, okay? Not only that, this guy knew I was very transparent about my shit because I'm like, this isn't public. I'm going to tell him everything that I make, everything, whatever, everything's good. I told him everything, and I left that car. I followed him just to see.
He didn't do nothing.
It's been a month. He hasn't done anything. He's never even reached out to me. Yeah. By the way, bro, if someone like that sat in the back of my car and I was Uber driving and I was trying to get into that field, I'd be like, yo, can I fucking intern for you for 3 months, 6 months? What can I do to fucking just learn more shit from you?
I'm going to tell you why in a second when you finish.
That's it, bro. That's all I got. Like, when you get this info, so many people get this info, they get the game, and that's it. That's the end of the game for them. They just got the game. Like,
hey, here's the thing, Eddie. Here's the thing. When you don't pay attention. There's no transaction. There's no transformation. I don't give a crap how my buddy paid Jason Flatlin $30,000 to write his webinar. He gave me the webinar. It came with 2 coaching sessions. Yo, Neo, go watch this. I just paid him $30. I never watched it still to this day. You know why? It didn't cost me nothing. It didn't. Yeah. It's not pushing you to move. Like, it's so crazy. Funny thing, when we went to the Becker event, it was all business partners in there. He sent me the link. I paid $20,000 by myself. I'm like, bro, everybody in here came as a darn partner, and we both paid $20,000.
Yeah.
But guess what? Because I paid the $20,000, I'm going to be using it. Every time I pay for the information, my number, how quickly can I run this money back in my bank account? But the next thing I'm going to just tell you to do when you do that to somebody, I'm like, yo, I want you to know I just had an agency event, and I think you had an event recently for agency owners or something like that.
Every January.
I'm going to make this up. But, yo, I want you to understand, I just had an event for agency owners. Everybody who came, this was $10,000. So I'm about to give you some real game that I would charge somebody $20,000 for it. You got to promise me you're going to do something with it. But I think, period, if it don't cost you, you just don't use it. I don't even know if that statement would actually help that individual, because some people don't really want it bad enough, bro. They just talk a good game. Yeah, I'm trying to do all of this. Because I know you gave them the sauce. I got the sauce on this podcast. I'm ready to go get the CFO right now. They're about to be mad at me when I call them, because they're in the meeting right now about to hire a CFO company. I'm about to can it. And like, yo,
don't hire a company. Definitely, like, whether it's even if it's not through me, bro.
Internal guy.
Hire an internal guy. You need someone like whose only focus is you.
I told him that.
It's money, bro.
You told him that. Bro.
I don't fuck around with 2 things: other girls and my money.
Yeah. That's good. Those two things will keep you on a straight and narrow.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, not doing those 2 things to keep you on a straight and narrow.
Exactly. Yeah. And bro, honestly, even in the business space, like at a very high level, like having respect for your wife and having that woman in your life and like treating her that way tells me a lot about someone else.
Yeah.
When I see someone like not talking good about their wife and shit like that, it's just a different. I don't get too close.
Yeah.
To be honest, when I see someone like introducing me to their wife, I love my wife, all this stuff, I love my kids, I get closer to that person automatically because I see how they talk about their closest people behind their back. And if you can't talk good about those people, bro, like, what are you going to say about me? I'm just a dude you just fucking met.
That's good.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So I know you're tight on time. So I'm going to tell you how we end these podcasts.
Yep.
And I think you're going to drop some good shit right now. I love your game, by the way. So
I
here's how
sit up. I said, let me get ready.
What is this? All right. So basically, we ask our guests at the end of the podcast, if you had to go back, you're 35 now. Let's just say you went back to your mid 20s, and you hear that?
It's coming back.
Come on, bro. Not now.
Yo, y'all ears are so good because I don't hear anything.
It's okay. Just go for it.
It's funny because we both saw it the same time. So basically, we asked someone to say, like, if you went back in time to your younger self and you had to like talk to other people who are that age, man, it's so frustrating. If you had to talk to people that age and you gave them a fortune cookie, you just slid it across the table, and in this fortune cookie was some piece of advice that would change the way that their life was shaped, the way that they took the trajectory of their life, even just the way that they thought and framed their life completely different moving forward, something that would impact them. What would it be? And just to be clear, it doesn't need to fit in the actual fortune cookie. We've had some CVS receipts out here.
Got it. Man, I have a few. That's the hard part. So the first one is going to be cliche, and I'm going to try to put them in, but find a mentor. And I'm not telling you to, because a lot of times when people think I'm talking about find a mentor, it sounds like I'm telling you this. I'm not selling you anything on this podcast. We're not selling. But find you somebody who went before you, right? Find somebody who went before you and created success at the lane that you're looking to create. So I would say get in as many rooms as you can. Get around the right environments. Like for me, as I'm sitting here, it's so funny, bro. And I want to I'm going to have something at my house. I want to invite you. I want to invite y'all. And I'm going to just create a room of just 7 and 8 figure earners because I know what's just the 2 gems I got from here. What happens when I put 20 of us in a room? That's what mentorship does. It changes everything for you. So I'll be pounding in people's head that find a mentor, find somebody who you can constantly learn from, and find a mentor in every area of your life, not just one area. I got a relationship mentor. I got a spiritual mentor. I got a financial mentor. I got a digital marketing mentor. And guess what? I get to call on all of these individuals, whether I can or can't, whether it mean their book or their course. And I could just keep applying this to my life. And my life has, Dad been in jail since I was 2, kicked out of high school, college, fired from 10 jobs. Statistically, I shouldn't be driving my dream cars. Statistically, I shouldn't be building my dream home. Statistically, I shouldn't have been to 56 countries. Statistically, I shouldn't be making the money I'm making. Everything changed when I started getting in the right environment and I started getting mentors and literally stopped focusing on all the things I didn't want. I tell people all the time, whatever you want also wants you. So I'm only focusing on where I'm going. I'm only focusing on the lifestyle that I'm looking to create. So I just keep telling people, like, you have to lock in on your goals and your dreams, and you got to put so much energy on the environment piece. I tell people all the time, sometimes you like a rose in the Dubai desert. You won't grow in the wrong environment. No matter how great you want to be, if you're not around the right people and the right energy, it ain't going to work. So environment, mentors, and the last one I'm going to say, invest it all. Put everything you got into your brand, into your business, into getting better, and your life will not be the same in a year from now. It'll look totally different.
Fucking love that, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I love every bit of that. Especially having like a mentor in different spaces.
Yeah, bro.
I don't think I do a good enough job.
It's critical, bro.
All my mentors are financial.
Yeah. Who teaches you about your wife though? You get me? Like I got somebody that literally shows me like, yo, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. I got a coach, actually a relationship coach, changed the game for me about 6 months ago. I'm like,
even if you don't have relationship problems, right?
Yeah, like, even if you don't, because guess what? You talked about something. Let me ask you, you ever did the disassessment with your wife?
Disassessment?
You know how you take the personality test?
Oh, yeah.
You ever did that with your wife?
No, I haven't.
But I'm saying, this is me. I've been with my lady a long time, and through this coaching I'm doing, I learned about the personality type. I learned her love language. I never knew none of this stuff. So I bought my wife a Lambo truck. She's driven it 5 to 10 times since we had it for a year. If I write her a handwritten note, because that's her language. Buying her gifts ain't her love language. Like, I don't give a crap about it. So I learned some new things about my wife from having that coach that I've been with her for 14 years. So now I'm trying to enhance every area, relationship, spiritually, financial, like all of those things. So that's a big key for me.
The relationship coach was definitely a huge piece.
Yeah, huge, bro. Like literally, we've been together, but it improved. I haven't even argued with her in a long time.
Yeah.
Because of those people.
Yeah. And bro, at the end of the day, it's so loud.
I know.
It's not me. At the end of the day, especially high-level entrepreneurs like yourself, it's harder to maintain a healthy relationship, bro, because like you are away more than,
you're there
most
sometimes.
people. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean? And even when you are there sometimes,
you're grinding. Yeah. That's all day, bro.
You know what I mean? Yep. And so it's actually harder for people who are high-level guys who are making money to have those relationships, and it's actually easier for them to get tempted because they have the money.
Facts, bro.
You know what I mean? And so it's like a two-way.
We could get whatever we want.
Exactly, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got money. You can go to Miami right now and get the baddest bitch if you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Literally.
And so, like, you're tempted on this side more, and it's also, it comes with its downsides in your relationship. I never even thought of that. Even though I have a very healthy relationship with that desk you saw in my office is hers. Like, we sit in the same room. You know what I mean? So we're very healthy, but, like, again, I should get a relationship coach because there's so much that I'm naively thinking I know.
Like, your business is growing crazy, but I know you still be getting more people to tell you how to keep making it better. It's crazy until this year, I've never invested in my relationship. I've never been to a conference for a relation, like, ever. We never read a book together, nothing. So I'm like, what if I put that same energy into that as I do my businesses? Same with my children. Like, I need to be a better father. I'm about to get a father coach now. Like, so how do I become? I never did this father thing before. I don't know what I'm doing.
Dude, I posted one post on Father's Day. It was like first Father's Day. It was like me pushing my daughter, and I did some other like Home Depot joke or something. I go to Lifetime Fitness, so like there's some pretty good people in the locker room, honestly, and we have some pretty good chats in the morning, and usually fucking like half naked, but whatever.
That's the locker room for you.
That's locker room talk. But I'm like, I was like, hey, what's up? We're talking. And he's like, hey, bro, just want to let you know, like, I'm gonna be a dad in 2 months, and like you put out that content of the dad the other day, and like I would love to see more of that shit. That helped me out so much. And like I'm like, fuck, bro, I've given this guy so much financial game, and that's the shit. That's the only time he's ever complimented my shit, and that was the thing that he said. You know what I mean? And so it's crazy.
That's what resonated with him in that moment, because he really needed it right now.
Exactly. And so we should probably do the same for ourselves with that stuff. So that being said, dude, you're a dope ass dude, and you got a lot of dope ass shit, and you're helping a lot of people. So like, if someone's listening to this and they're like, I need to dig in more to this guy, I need to follow him, I need to learn from him, I need to buy stuff from him, where's the best places to connect with you?
Okay, let me so on Instagram it's at Neo Daviso. Same thing on YouTube. It's my name, Nehemiah Davis. And I got a free book and a free course. Y'all could just text the word free book or free course to 404-737-0060, and we'll send that over. Again, I'm not really here to sell anything on the pod. Just listen to my content, and if you see something that we can assist you with, we would love to be able to do that. But again, Instagram, Neo Daviso, YouTube, Nehemiah Davis, and my upcoming event is digitalincomesummit.com, y'all. Appreciate y'all having me on the pod. It was lit.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, let's get it.
Thanks, man. Peace.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the 4Media Uncut podcast. If you want to work with us, learn with us, or even join the team and be a part of what we're doing at 4Media Marketing, just go to our website. It's 4media.marketing. No .com, no .net, .marketing, because that's all we do around here. And most importantly, share this with a friend wherever you're listening to or watching this on. Please hit that share button, send it over to a friend, someone else that you think will get value out of this. It would mean the world to us.
And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like this video and comment down below any suggestions for future guests. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, please rate this 5 stars and leave us a review there. That helps us tremendously in the algorithm world. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode of 4Media Uncut Podcast.